All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into something that's on a lot of people's minds. How AI is reshaping our jobs, specifically in the office. We all know AI is transforming industries, but what does that truly mean for your professional life, in your office, at your desk? Today we're kind of dissecting the quiet yet profound revolution happening in white-collar work right now. And get this. A staggering 68% of white-collar workers out there believe AI will replace their roles.
68%? That's huge.
It is.
Yeah.
And this isn't just about factory floors anymore. We're talking about AI drafting emails, creating presentations, even making those initial hiring decisions. The shift in white-collar work isn't coming. It's very much here. Okay, let's unpack this.
That's precisely what we're here for. Our mission today isn't just to, list statistics. It's to arm you with a roadmap. Think of it as navigating a rapidly changing river. We'll look at where the currents are strongest, maybe identify the safe havens, and most importantly, equip you with let's say, the paddle strokes you'll need to thrive. We're going to explore this fundamental transformation of white-collar work by artificial intelligence and what you, the listener, really need to know to adapt, not just for 2025, but for the years ahead. This isn't about fear. It's about proactive understanding and strategic adaptation.
Okay, so before we really plunge into the specifics of AI's impact, let's just make sure we're on common ground. When we refer to a white-collar worker, what exactly does that encompass? Who are we talking about?
That's a good question. Historically, yeah, we're talking about individuals who perform professional, managerial, or administrative work, typically in an office setting. So these are roles like human resources professionals, financial analysts, marketing specialists, maybe even lawyers, consultants, IT specialists, that sort of thing. They've traditionally required higher education and often come with, above average salaries.
Yeah.
And the term itself, believe it or not, it dates back to the 1930s.
Wow, really?
Yeah, referencing the white dress shirts office workers often wore. It was to distinguish them from the blue-collar manual laborers.
Right, and for decades, these jobs were largely seen as, well, immune to the kind of automation that swept through manufacturing. They were considered safe, almost recession-proof in a way. But that perception has dramatically shifted, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. What's truly fascinating, or maybe unnerving, is how that traditional security has been completely upended. For generations, if you wanted job security, you aimed for a white-collar profession, right? Well, the AI boom, powered by these huge advancements in machine learning and computational power, has fundamentally challenged this. We're now seeing studies indicate that white-collar workers are actually more susceptible to technological unemployment than their blue-collar counterparts.
That's incredible. A complete reversal.
It really is. It's a complete reversal of what was once conventional wisdom, and it's driven by AI's ability to process information, analyze data, and generate content at a scale and speed. Well, no human ever could.
And the numbers painting this picture are stark. You're saying this isn't some theoretical future. It's already happening right now in 2025. Expert, what are we actually seeing in terms of job displacement?
Well, the figures are certainly attention-grabbing. In 2025 alone, we've seen AI already eliminate nearly 78,000 tech jobs.
78,000. Just this year.
Just this year. To put that into perspective, that's almost 500 people losing their positions every single day to AI advancements. And companies aren't shy about it either. Amazon, for example, has publicly stated that AI will enable them to operate with fewer human workers in certain areas.
Right.
And it's not just tech. You look at major financial firms like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. They're reportedly considering cutting new hiring by as much as 2/3.
2/3? Wow.
Yeah, because AI is now handling tasks they previously needed to staff up for.
Wow, that daily number is sobering. Almost 500 people a day. So, if we connect this to the bigger picture, what does this mean on a wider scale for the global workforce?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, yeah, the World Economic Forum's 2025 Future of Jobs report really reinforces this trend. It indicates that 40% of employers expect to reduce their workforce where AI can automate tasks. 40%.
Okay, but does it create any jobs? Or is it all displacement?
Well, that's the nuance. It's not all displacement. Technology, including AI and information processing, is projected to create around 11 million new jobs, while displacing about 9 million.
So a net gain, technically.
Technically, yes. There is a net gain in jobs, but this raises an important question about the skills gap, right? Will those displaced workers actually have the skills for these newly created roles? That's the challenge. And to add an even more concerning prediction, Dario Amodei. He's the CEO of Anthropic, a leading AI research lab.
Anthropic, right. I know them.
He's publicly stated his belief that AI could eliminate up to 50% of entry-level white-collar positions
50% of entry level.
within the next 5 years. He suggests this could potentially drive unemployment rates as high as 20% in some sectors. Think about the direct impact on young professionals just entering the workforce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are already seeing it, actually. Almost half, 49% of Gen Z job hunters believe AI has already reduced the value of their college education.
That's quite a statement. It shows how perceptions are changing fast at the entry point.
It really does. It's a powerful indicator.
Okay, those numbers paint a stark picture, expert. But let's maybe bring it down to earth a bit. What does this look like day to day? Can you walk us through some specific roles where AI is fundamentally changing the game right now? Maybe even replacing tasks that were once, exclusively human.
Absolutely. And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Seeing AI's influence, not just in theory, but in practice on the ground. Let's start with a significant one: hiring and human resources, HR.
Right. Historically, HR involved just mountains of manual, repetitive tasks, didn't it? Sifting through resumes, pulling out keywords, trying to rank candidates. It sounds incredibly time-consuming.
Exactly. Before AI, an HR professional might spend hours, maybe even days, just sifting through hundreds of resumes for a single job opening. It was tedious. Now, AI-powered applicant tracking systems, often using deep learning models, they can parse thousands of resumes in minutes.
Thousands in minutes.
Yeah. They extract keywords, identify relevant experience, rank candidates based on predefined criteria, just much, much faster than any human could. And tools like HireVue or Pymetrics can instantly analyze candidate profiles, sometimes even assessing soft skills through game-based assessments or analyzing speech patterns in video interviews.
Video interviews, too. So AI is doing the initial screening.
We're seeing AI-driven video interview platforms conducting initial screenings without any human intervention, yes. And beyond that, think about tasks like interview coordination that used to require dedicated clerks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's largely handled by chatbots and AI-powered scheduling platforms. They integrate directly with calendars, send automated reminders. Even once you're hired, parts of the onboarding process
Okay, that makes sense for HR. Another incredibly visible transformation is in customer service. I think we've all interacted with these AI-powered chatbots now. Handling routine inquiries, providing instant 247 responses. It feels like the new normal.
Yes, and it's a really profound shift. These systems operate using natural language processing, NLP, and sophisticated machine learning algorithms. They allow them to understand and generate human-like text. They're trained on just vast data sets of customer interactions to simulate human conversations, answer FAQs, even troubleshoot some complex issues without needing a human agent.
And the benefits for companies must be huge.
Oh, definitely. For companies, the benefits are clear. AI agents can handle multiple conversations simultaneously, which dramatically reduces customer wait times. And they provide consistent support across all channels, websites, apps, messaging platforms. We're seeing companies report significant cost savings and improved first response times.
Does it always work? I mean, sometimes you just want to talk to a person.
That's the important nuance here. You're right. While AI excels at routine tasks, some companies have definitely discovered that replacing human agents entirely, especially for complex or emotionally charged interactions, well, it can actually lead to poorer customer service quality. There's still a critical need for human empathy and, real problem solving for those trickier cases.
Okay. And then there's the daily grind for so many of us. Email. Expert. I saw some fascinating data on how much of our week is actually eaten up by email. Can you elaborate on that and tell us how AI is targeting this particular time sink?
Oh, I think we've all been buried under an email avalanche at some point, right? My inbox often feels like a digital black hole.
Tell me about it.
And you're right. Studies consistently show that email consumes a staggering 28% of the average knowledge worker's week.
28%. That's more than a day a week.
It's huge, a huge time sink. And that's precisely why email management has become such a prime target for AI automation. So AI email assistants, often powered by advanced machine learning models trained on millions, maybe billions of messages, they can now recognize patterns in your communication. They can not only sort and prioritize your inbound mail filtering spam, flagging urgent messages, but they also learn your writing style.
To do what? Suggest replies.
Exactly, to suggest smart replies and even compose professional responses to common queries. Think of a tool like Microsoft Copilot integrating with Outlook. It can summarize long email threads, draft replies based on key points, even analyze sentiment to help you craft the perfect tone.
That could be incredibly useful.
Yeah, and these tools also assist with coordinating scheduling and providing follow-up reminders. All these little tasks that once demanded significant human time and attention, they're now increasingly handled by AI, freeing up valuable bandwidth for more complex work.
Okay, so AI is helping with email, customer service, HR. But for anyone eyeing a career on Wall Street or in big law, there's something being called the junior analyst crisis. These entry-level positions were once like a rite of passage, but they're facing particular vulnerability. What's going on there?
Yeah, this is a classic example of AI automating the grunt work, so to speak.
Yeah.
These entry-level roles, particularly in finance and law, traditionally involved an insane amount of repetitive, highly structured data processing.
Like what kind of tasks?
We're talking 80 to 100 hours per week of updating charts, building valuation tables, performing due diligence research, compiling reports. For a junior analyst, a typical day might involve spending hours just meticulously cross-referencing company filings or manually updating a spreadsheet with market data. Really tedious stuff. Now, as Deutsche Bank's Christoph Rabenseifner put it pretty bluntly, you can just replace juniors with an AI tool.
Wow.
Yeah. AI models can now ingest vast amounts of financial data, identify trends, generate initial reports, even draft complex legal documents much faster and arguably more accurately than a human junior could. Now, human decisions are still absolutely needed for the final call and strategic insights, let's be clear.
Right, the judgment part.
Exactly. But the time-consuming preparatory work, a lot of that is largely gone or going. LinkedIn's Anish Raman has even warned that AI is kind of breaking the bottom rung of the career ladder in sectors like finance, law, hospitality, professional services.
Because the training ground is disappearing.
Precisely. Because the entry-level tasks that once provided foundational training are being automated away. And the consequence is stark. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates has actually risen to 5.8%.
Which is higher than average.
Yeah, it's notably higher than the national average and more than double the rate for all college graduates. It's a really clear indicator of how rapidly entry-level opportunities are changing and the pressure on new graduates to prove higher-level skills much sooner.
So it sounds like a lot of jobs are at risk or at least being fundamentally reshaped. That's a lot to take in.
Yep.
But let's shift to the positive for a moment. What roles or maybe what types of skills are still largely protected, at least for now? What's relatively safe from AI's rapid advancements?
That's a crucial question, and yeah, it points directly to the uniquely human capabilities that AI simply cannot replicate effectively. Or at all, really.
Right.
Think about healthcare professionals. Nurses, doctors, therapists, counselors.
Like the human touch.
Exactly. These roles require profound emotional intelligence, empathy, complex, adaptive decision-making in highly unpredictable, deeply personal situations. AI can assist with diagnostics or data analysis, sure, but it cannot deliver that critical human touch, navigate the nuances of patient suffering, or make real-time ethical judgments in a crisis. Similarly, you look at educational roles, teachers, instructors, school administrators, they remain largely essential. While AI can deliver information or maybe grade multiple choice tests, it can't replicate the human experience, the insight, the nuanced pedagogical judgment needed to truly inspire students, foster critical thinking, adapt to individual learning styles, or manage the dynamic environment of a classroom.
The art of teaching.
The art of truly teaching and mentoring, yeah, that's beyond current AI. Creative positions, too. Musicians, artists, writers, journalists, they retain immense value through originality and truly creative problem solving. While AI can generate content based on existing data, it currently lacks genuine originality, that capacity for breakthrough innovation or, the human spark of invention. And then there are leadership positions. This is a big one. While AI can certainly assist with data analysis for decision-making, maybe even recommend strategies, the core of leadership, which involves emotional intelligence, moral judgment, cultural nuance, complex stakeholder management, the ability to build trust and influence.
All very human.
These are uniquely human qualities. Communication skills, adaptability in the face of uncertainty, deep empathy in a leadership context, currently irreplaceable. And finally, let's not forget the skilled trades. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, auto mechanics. These roles require hands-on problem-solving, manual dexterity, physical presence that AI and robots currently really struggle to provide in diverse, unpredictable real-world environments.
Okay, so that's helpful. There are areas where human skills remain paramount. So if the landscape is shifting this dramatically, expert, What's the first tangible step someone listening right now should take? Because just saying adapt can feel a bit abstract, you know?
That's a great point. It's probably less about a single step and more about a mindset shift. It's really about learning to work alongside AI rather than thinking you have to compete directly with it.
Hmm.
The most successful strategy isn't to try and out AI the AI, it's to master the art of human AI collaboration.
Collaboration, not competition.
Exactly. For example, Microsoft's research on its Copilot AI tool found that 70% of users reported increased productivity. 70%. And workers became 29% faster in common tasks like searching, writing, and summarizing. So this isn't just about replacement, it's really about augmentation. AI can free professionals like you to focus on higher value, more human-centric activities that AI just can't do. So what does that mean practically? It means a deliberate investment in what we sometimes call AI-resistant skills.
Okay, AI-resistant skills, like what?
These are the uniquely human capabilities that AI just cannot easily replicate. Think critical thinking and complex problem solving. AI is like an incredibly powerful answer machine, but it's your critical thinking that asks the right questions in the first place.
Right, setting the direction.
Exactly. Designing the problem AI solves, questioning its outputs for biases or inaccuracies, and then synthesizing its data with human context, intuition, and judgment. This isn't just about problem solving, it's more like problem defining and solution validating skills AI can't really touch. Then there's creativity and originality. As we said, AI generates based on existing data patterns. It doesn't conceptualize truly novel ideas or connect disparate concepts in a way that sparks, groundbreaking innovation. That's still a human domain. Emotional intelligence and empathy are also uniquely human. Understanding and connecting with people on an emotional level, reading unspoken cues, building trust, these are far beyond current AI capabilities.
Essential for teams, for leadership.
Absolutely. Which leads to leadership and communication skills, building relationships, motivating teams, navigating complex organizational dynamics, all require human insight and presence. And finally, adaptability and flexibility, the ability to respond to truly unpredictable situations and rapidly changing environments. AI is good at predictable patterns. Humans tend to excel in chaos.
Okay, so developing these skills, critical thinking, creativity, EI, leadership, adaptability. And this leads directly to the idea of continuous learning and reskilling, which feels more important now than ever, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely crucial, non-negotiable, really. Organizations and individuals must embrace this as a core part of career development going forward. We're already seeing major companies like Ericsson, Verizon, Bank of America investing heavily in reskilling programs to prepare their workforces for AI integration.
So companies are starting to step up?
Some definitely are. And for you, the listener, this means proactively seeking out training. Whether it's formal courses, online certifications, or even just experimenting with AI tools in your daily work. Build your technical AI literacy. Understand how to prompt AI effectively, how to integrate it into your workflows, how to evaluate its outputs critically. But don't stop there. Simultaneously, you need to double down on strengthening those complementary human skills we just talked about, your critical thinking, your creativity, your emotional intelligence. That's where your unique judgment and human spark remain essential.
Right. The AI transformation of white-collar work is clearly not some distant possibility. It's happening right now, in real time. And while the statistics can be alarming that 68% of white-collar workers fearing replacement, the potential for unemployment rates to hit maybe 20% in some areas, the key really seems to be navigating this transition through proactive adaptation, not reactive fear.
That's absolutely right. Companies across every industry, tech, retail, finance, healthcare, you name it, are integrating AI into their operations at an unprecedented pace. The professionals who will truly thrive are those who learn to leverage these tools to enhance their productivity, amplify their output, and really focus on the kind of work that requires those uniquely human capabilities. This raises an important question for everyone listening. What's your next strategic move to prepare for this evolving workplace?
Yeah, that's the key question. The future belongs not to those who resist change, but to those who embrace it strategically and thoughtfully. It's about developing your AI literacy, understanding how to partner with these powerful tools, and really strengthening your uniquely human skills. Start preparing now, because the opportunity to redefine your value in the workforce is right in front of you.